So here's my backyard on the last day of June 2013. This is what it looks like then. Okay, I've got some New Guinea impatiens hanging in the back there. 2 pots of them. I water them every single day. My Nico Blue hydrangeas. Here's my little table I sit at. That maple tree in the middle of it actually is the remnant of the 2 huge maple trees I had in front of my house, one of which fell down last October during Hurricane Sandy and ended up costing me thousands of dollars, but insurance ended up covering it. It's a little sago palm, cacti in the back. So my Nico Blue hydrangeas are all in bloom. They're just coming into bloom now. Aren't they beautiful? Up against the house. Along the side of the house where I never see, I planted some lilies just because what the heck. I bricked up this little window well over here. That gate, I painted this entire gate. It was silver. I painted it all black with a brush years ago. These are all lilies which, I can see they're getting close. July is when they bloom. They're called bonanzas. Okay. This is all ivy. Once a year you have to stay on top of it. Have some sunflower for the cardinals. I just dug up a huge hosta there, which is why that's bare and the ivy hasn't grown in there yet, but it will. Okay, it'll end up taking over that whole spot in short order. And I picked up that monumental hosta. It was huge, shouldn't have been there. And I moved it over there. Okay, so that'll get huge again, but that's a good place for it to get huge. This was not, because it got in the way of the sprinkler system. It just looked out of place anyway. It was one of these hostas, but even bigger. These, at the end of June, are just coming into spike and flower now. The smaller ones come a little later. So I've got big green, small variegated, big green, small variegated, big green, small variegated, big green. Okay, these will disappear completely. By November, you have to just grub them all up and it's like there's nothing there. And then come May, they start coming back, early May. Okay. Planted some white roses and white peonies over here. I think this fall, well, we'll see. We'll see what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to grub up the peonies and put them over there. And these peonies too, and put them in the same place. These calla lilies come up every year on their own, which is great. Matter of fact, they're just starting. Yesterday was the first bloom, that flower you see right there. But more are going to come up. It ends up being a bunch. And those, for the first time, when I grub up the peonies, I'm going to plant all these here. They are stargazer lilies, and I want them there because they smell incredibly nice. Nice smell. They smell like gardenias. Red roses. You got to be pretty brutal with these in the winter. Not in the winter, but you know, yeah, in the winter. Just hack the whole top quarter of them off and prune the sides with the electric pruner. Okay. That big tree there was here when I bought the house, and that big tree there. The 3 in the middle, I planted as tiny little trees. When I say tiny, I mean 2.5 feet tall years ago, and look at them now. That branch during Hurricane Sandy broke, and it doesn't want to come off, but it will. I'll be getting rid of it. I'm thinking of calling Cheap Charlie's tree service and having them come and prune these trees. Especially that one, it's just too big. Wouldn't cost much just to prune it. Take it out might cost, but I don't want it out. That's for space behind the garage. I always thought I'd build a big bird cage behind, but I don't know if I ever will. So there you are. There's my little piece of property, but you wouldn't believe what it looked like when I bought this house. There's a huge apple tree over here. Huge, so big that it was destroying both the roof of the house and the garage at the same time. And there was another huge apple tree over there. If you look closely, you can still see a little hollow where it was. Although I did a pretty good job of filling it all in. Grass is perfect, you'll see, no weeds anywhere. And that's easy. All you got to do is email the Scott's Company and ask them for their reminders. Every few months you get a reminder. Buy this, do this. You do it, your lawn's perfect. No need for a gardener. Actually, I do a better job than the gardener. If you look at the lawns of the people who use gardeners, they all have clover growing out of them right now. And mine does not. This is going to need a little work. Beautiful rose, but there's only one. Oh, there's more coming. Yeah, there's more coming. I actually had that planted up against the back there, and it was big. But then they put the white fence up, and you couldn't see the roses against the white fence. And then the ivy started to grow too, and that would have been growing up the rose bush, and I didn't want to be bothered pruning it. So the hosta will be perfect, because if the ivy even tries to cling onto it, it all dies come November. So, not bad, huh? And I left this cedar here just because it's probably been here for God knows how many years, long before I bought the house 28 years ago. I just had cement work done against here. That was soil. This is going to be a huge elephant deer caladium soon. The front of our house. A Japanese maple, very low lying. Did the whole sidewalk while I was at it. Big thanks to Hurricane Sandy. And there's the front of the house. Looks nice, doesn't it? We call this little porch we put in the front the portico because we think it's funny. So that's it. And pansies Barbara likes to put up every year against the fence, and then I take care of them. Some cacti, some rosemary, another that will be soon, an elephant ear caladium. I love the smell of rosemary. That's a saguaro. I'm trying to get a new cactus growing in a puncha here. That's all. It's my kingdom. Keep the horse. I want my kingdom. Although I have had horses and sandwiches.